Hi, welcome to this second video tutorial. We're going to see right now window automation using Python. So with Python, we're going to take control of a window, and we are first going to understand how to move the mouse on that window without using our hand on the mouse. And also we're going to see how to press some key on that window again using Python. Let me show you an example of what we want to achieve with our game. This is Tetris, and as you can see, if I move the mouse around the window, we can select the position of the object that we want to place on the ground. And then I press with the left key of the mouse to put the object down. And also, instead of the mouse, I can use the keyboard. Now is the up key, and this is to rotate the object. And once I rotate the object, I can use the down key to go down faster. So we're going now to see how to use the mouse and how to press the keys. Let's go. To do this, we need to use the libraries Win32 API. So we import Win32 API, import Win32 con, and these libraries are part of the package PyWin32. So if you haven't installed this package, you can go on the first tutorial, and in that one I explain how to install this package already. You should have already this one if you follow the first tutorial. Now let's move our cursor. So I will type Win32 API, and it is really simple. Set cursor position, pause, and then we simply open another parenthesis and we put the coordinates X and Y. I will simply say 10 by 10, and let's run this one. You cannot see because my mouse moved on my other screen. What happens is that when we have a screen, on the top left of the screen is the position 0, 0, and then on the right bottom will be the position 0, 0 plus the entire height and the entire width. I have right now two screens, so it's a bit messed up to explain this. It's a bit more complicated, the position when it works with two screens, but it's important only to understand the code. When you set this position, simply the mouse moves in that coordinate of the screen. And this is enough to move the cursor. So let's say move mouse cursor, and I don't even know how to pronounce this cursor. And then let's now instead see how to press some key. Simulate keyboard input, and this is a bit more advanced. When we simulate some key or input on a specific application, we simulate the input only on that specific app. What I mean is that also if we are focusing on PyCharm, now writing the code, and I have this application Tetris on the background, even if it's on the background and simulate the key pressing, it is going to work anyway only on that specific window. How can we know how to detect the window? Let's see that. To do this, we do again Win32 API send message, and this send message is not in the general way send message that you're going to send some text message to somewhere. It's send message to a window where we're going to give some function to do some operation. We send message where? we send message to a specific window defined by the window handle. So we say HWND that we don't have. This window handle is associated to the specific program. So for example, let me run the previous code where we detect the game so we can check the Windows handle. This one is the previous code where when we detect the play Tetris window, so when on the window is written play Tetris, we detect the handle, and then we can print game handle, game HWND, which is the handle. Let me run this one, and this is the window handle number, and this is a unique ID. So this number, it works only for me in this case. You will have your window handle that you have to detect. And I go back again on our new code, and here we have game HWND, and I mean it's unique, so each time you restart the computer, you close and restart the application, this one, it will change. It's a unique ID assigned to the program when you start the program. And here the window handle is game HWND, and now we need to give two more parameters. In the first one, we're telling which function what action we want to perform, and we say this with Win32 con dot now we want to press the key down, so WM key down, and now we want to say which key we want to press down, and it's again Win32 con dot VK up. This is simply the arrow, the up arrow on the keyboard that we're simulating that we're going to press, and that's could be pretty much enough that you simulate the key down. But to make things properly, let's also say that once we press the key down, we also leave it and so it will be key up. Win32 API send message game WHND Win32 con.wm key down, key up. I don't want this to be confusing. This is what the action that we're doing. We are pressing the key, so down it because we're pressing, and this is the key that we're pressing, up, the arrow up. So don't confuse this key down with this up. Here you can put any letter. You can also press the letter A, or I don't know if it's A now, VK, I don't remember the code exactly now, but you can press any letter. We're just pressing the arrow up, and then the same arrow up, once we press, we want to release the arrow, so it will be key up off the arrow up, Win32 con VK up. Now we want to see if this works. So as I showed you before, if I press the key up on this window, the objects moves around like this. Okay, let's do that. So we're going to simulate this operation now in real time. We can do this on a loop. So as we want to press it for a long time, like we can say press each second the key up, or even less, each half second. So we say while true, we press the key up, then we want to wait a second. We import a new library to wait a second, import time, and then time.sleep, a second will be 1, or let's say half second, 0.5. And that's enough. I'm going to run this one. Okay, it's running already. Let me press resume and let's see if it's working. Okay, it's working. You see my hands are up. I'm not pressing anything, but it's moving. It's pressing each half second key up. That's what we want. We're going now to integrate this with our game. Sorry, not with the game, but with the previous script where we detected the game so that we can interact with it in real time. Okay, I will copy this code, or I can write it so you will see it again one more time. I will write it faster where we need that. So Python play Tetris part 2, and if I run this code, this is from the previous video. We were simply detecting the window of the game using OpenCV, so we can see the game in real time. Let's now apply the same code that we created in this specific path, in this specific code. Let me summarize really quickly. Here we looped through all the windows open. Then we want to find only the play Tetris game, so we were finding the game handle from line 14 to 19 here. And then once we found the game handle, we started detecting the position of the window, and then for that specific position we took a screenshot. We're taking screenshot in a loop so that we can have real time, we can take screenshots in real time of the game to work with that in real time. And now we're going to work on this loop. Let's for example say somewhere here that we want to simulate the key up, simulate key up pressed, key up input, I will say input, key arrow up. And now it is Win32 API, which I need to import still in this window. Win32 API dot send message. We want to send a message to the game HWND, and then Win32 con.wk key down, and then Win32 con vk up. And now I'm going to import the libraries. Import Win32 API and import Win32 GUI. Sorry, Win32 con, not GUI. And let's copy this one, and let's say also key to release the key. So we say wk key up. Probably it's not written in this way. wk wm, not wk, wm key down, and wm key up. Let me run this really quickly. Let's see. Okay, now it's much faster than before. We didn't put any time sleep, but it's working, so let's move on. And now let's move the mouse around. So to move the mouse, we had Win32 API dot set cursor position, and we had X and Y. Now, how to detect X and Y of the window? I'm going to print the position, print position, and I'm going to run this one. Okay, you see -8, 1374. If I move the window, now it's on my other screen, we have different position of this specific game. This 1588 is the X, and this now -562 is the Y. And is this top left of the window. So you see so long because this is my second screen. So after the first screen, from 0 counting, we approach the second screen. And ideally we want to move the mouse around this area. So there is no point to have the mouse outside this window. It must be focused mostly on the game. But now let's focus on the specific game, on the specific window. So we have X and Y, and then we have the width. This one is the width of the window, and this one is the height, or even probably not width and height. This is the X and Y, and this is the second, probably the right bottom of the window. Now let me check, because this, now my window is the same size all the time, so it doesn't make any sense that it's changing this value. So one, it's X and Y of this top left, and let me shrink the size a bit to see what is exactly the second value. Yeah, exactly. This is the X and Y of the top left, and then we have X and Y of the right bottom. So the window goes from 1590 to 1906, from -560 to -293. So in that range we can move the mouse. Let's work with that right now. So we have the position. In this position we have 4 parameters. We have x1 and its position index 0, then y1 position 1, then we have x2 position 2, and then y2 position index 3. And let's now make the mouse move around from one side to the other, and we say set the cursor x1 y1, and then let's make it first only to this position, and I will show you how to jump from one side to the other. And also let's make sleep, let's make 500 milliseconds, so we will do that operation each half seconds, otherwise we will lose control of our mouse. Now our mouse will move and I cannot, it is going Python to use my mouse. Let me put the game right here, and then let me run the game. Sorry, the script. And now I have hard time to... Okay, you see, if I move the mouse goes up again to the same position where it's supposed to be. The game now, it's on the background, so we cannot see, and also I cannot stop the script. I'm going to press in this PyCharm Ctrl F2, so be aware of this, that when you run this set cursor position where you are going to lose your mouse. So if you don't have any way to stop the key, you probably cannot do anything unless you restart your computer or press Ctrl Alt delete. Win32. Okay, I was doing one thing. Yeah, I wanted to show you that it moves exactly on the top left. So let me put now PyCharm on the other screen. So now I'm going to show you this. And I run the script. Okay, I move the mouse around and you see it goes back up always to the top left of the application. Doesn't matter where I put the mouse, it goes back up there. And now, okay. If I do X to Y2, it's supposed to be to the right bottom of the application. Let's try that. I'm running now the script and you see now right bottom, doesn't matter where I place the mouse, it goes always to the right bottom of the application. And now let me stop this. Okay, I was able to stop it somehow. Okay. And that's pretty much to move the cursor and to press some key. Now really quickly, a couple of things before finishing this video. I want to show also how to put the windows as foreground, and I will explain why. When we run the game, this game, if I press some other window on my computer, the game goes in pause. So it means that if this application is on the background, the game automatically is going to pause. So we will see how to set the window as foreground. And it's really simple. Once you find the game handle, we have the function set foreground Win32 API dot set for it's not Win32 API, Win32 GUI dot set foreground window, and you select the window just passing the game the handle. In this case we have the game handle, and that's the first step. And with this explanation, I conclude this tutorial regarding Windows automation. This was the basic, just to understand how we can do simple operation inside a window. We will see in the next tutorial, we will start to work with the image processing. So we will analyze the position of the board, for example, and we might do something more advanced. I will see depending on how much time it requires each operation. If you want to stay updated, on the next tutorial we will have something more about this series. See you in the next video.